Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make a very quick and easy a half-hour beanie, I call it. It might take you a little bit longer, maybe 45 minutes when you first start, but I can get through these in about a half hour now after having made quite a few. So this is really simple. It uses bulky yarn and a large hook, so let's get started. First of all, you're going to need a 15 millimeter size hook. Now this is a clover hook. This is really nice hook. If you're able to get these, they're really smooth and they make everything so much easier. When I first started, I got these other ones off Amazon and they were plastic, and they just kind of squeaked a lot and they were really hard to pull through, but this one's really nice. But whatever you can get is fine. I made tons of things with those that first set. So you'll need a 15 millimeter hook, some scissors, a needle to sew in your ends, and if you'd like to do two colors, I did two colors on all of my hats. You'll need two colors of size 6 super bulky yarn. Today I'm going to be using Sprightly Acrylic Super Bulky in the color Suede, and this one is Dusty Pink. Now these are discontinued, sadly. I've been trying to contact the company and see if they can start reselling them again because somebody bought Blueprint and it's now Craftsy again, but nobody's getting back to me. So fingers crossed they start selling it again. So anyways, you're going to use about, I think I used about maybe a total of 90 yards. It depends on what size hat you make. I'm going to show you two different hats. The one that I showed in the beginning and the one that's in the picture, those are the regular fit. And then I'll also show you how to make an extra slouchy fit if you'd like. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to get your first color, and this is going to be the color of the actual hat, not the brim and not the pom, but the color of the actual hat. So we are going to start with a magic circle. If you're unfamiliar with the magic circle, I will put a link in the description box below showing you how I make mine, which is really simple. I'll show you here as well, but if you need some more time, you can click on the link in my description and I will show you there a little bit slower. So for magic circle, I just take my yarn like this, put it over my hand, and then I wrap it around I wrap it around 3 fingers, and I make an X in the back and just kind of hold it down with my pinky. And then you take your hook and you put it, sorry, it's harder with the larger hook, you put it underneath the bottom piece and over the top and just pull through like that. And that's your magic circle right there. And from there we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And now this looks kind of funny with such a large hook, but I don't know, I just love it. It works up so quickly. All right, so from there, you're going to do 12 double crochets into your magic circle. The chain 3 is never going to count as a stitch from now and throughout the entire pattern. It won't count. So go ahead and do 12 double crochets into your magic circle. So if you're unfamiliar, double crochet is yarn over, go through the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2. And again, if you're a beginner and you need some more time, I will also put these stitches in the description box below. We're only going to use 2 stitches throughout, so go ahead and take a look down there if you need some extra help or need to go a little bit slower, or you can pause the video and just take your time. But we're going to do 12 double crochets into the magic circle. And I do a weird thumb thing. I always say that in my videos just in case people haven't seen any of the other ones, but I'm just doing regular double crochets, but it looks a little bit funny because I kind of hold with my thumb as I go. So go ahead and do your 12 double crochets. Let's see how many I have. And remember, don't count that chain 3 as a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll just stay on and do my last 5, 8, 9, whoops, 10, 11, and 12. And then when you're done when you're done with your 12, you're going to pull the loop to close up your circle. Pull it and it closes up really nicely. I love using the magic circle. I used to hate it. I would stay away from patterns that used it, and then I would try alternative methods, but nothing worked as well as this did once I figured it out the right way. All right, so from here sorry, it's Halloween and there are kids outside walking around and I just saw them with their costumes. You're going to slip stitch to the first stitch and close up. Sorry, I'm back. All right, so from here we're going to chain up 3, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in every stitch around. Now remember, this chain 3 does not count as a stitch, so you're going to do 2 double crochets into that very first stitch. 1, 2, and then into the next stitch we're going to do 2. Again, this is 3, 4, and every stitch around we're going to do 2 double crochets. Oops, I'm going to keep pulling my yarn. 5, 6, and go ahead and finish up. You'll do 2 all the way around in every single stitch, and you should end up with 24 double crochets at the end of this round. So go ahead and do yours, I'll do mine, and we'll meet back up. Okay, I did my 24, and I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the first stitch. Remember, you don't want to go into the top of the chain 3 here. You're going to go into the top of the first double crochet there. Slip stitch to join, and then we will go on to round 3. So for round 3, we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to double crochet in the first stitch, that one where we just put the chain 3s, and then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets in the very next stitch. So that will be our increase there. 1, and go back into the same stitch and do another 1. And that's going to be our repeat pattern all the way around. We'll double crochet 1, double crochet 2, and then double crochet 2 in the next for an increase. Oops. So 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then 2 in the next. So go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way around. Your last stitch should end with the 2 in 1, and we will have 32 stitches when we finish round 3. Okay, I'm coming up to the last one here. I'm going to do 2 in this last stitch. It's 31 and 32, and then I'm going to slip stitch to the first stitch over here, not the chain 3, but the first stitch. Okay, and we've just completed round 3. So this is what your hat should be starting to look like. It's actually going to curl the other way, but I wanted to tell you, if you'd like to do the regular fit, which is the one that was in the pictures in the beginning and the one that I showed you in the beginning, that's the regular fit, so we'll keep going from here. But if you're going to do a slouchy fit, you want it a little bit wider this way and also a little bit longer. For this next round, you're going to do something different than the rest of us. So if you're going to do a slouchy fit, well, everybody go ahead and chain up 3. And then if you're going to do a slouchy fit, your repeat pattern for this row is going, or for this round, will be double crochet in the first 6 stitches, and then do an increase where you double crochet 2 in the next stitch, and you'll repeat that all the way around. Do a double crochet in the first 6 and then increase, a double crochet in the next 6 and then increase, and an increase again is 2 stitches in the same 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and you'll repeat that around, and you'll end up with 4 stitches left, and you'll just double crochet into those 4. It doesn't allow for the pattern to repeat all the way around, but that's what you'll do if you want for round 4, if you want the slouchier version of the hat. So you can go ahead and do that. You can pause the video and then meet us back. For everybody else, we're going to just do a double crochet in every stitch around. So we'll do one in the very first where our chains are. Second, you're just going to do one double crochet in every single stitch around. So you should have 32 stitches when you get to the end of round 4. And if you're doing the slouchy version, you will have 36 stitches when you get to the end of round 4. So go ahead and do round 4 and we will meet back up. I just finished up my last stitch and we're going to slip stitch to the first stitch again. First double crochet, pull through. So that was round 4. And now for round 5, we're going to do the same thing. Everybody's going to, no matter which hat you're making, you're going to chain up 3, and everybody will do one double crochet in every stitch around. So if you're doing the regular version, you will do one stitch in every, or one double crochet in every stitch around, and you will end up with 32 stitches. Whoops. If you're doing the slouchy version, then you will end up with 36 stitches at the end of round 5. So everybody go ahead and, goodness, my yarn is like stuck down here. Everybody go ahead and finish up on your own for round 5, and we'll meet back for 6. All right, our last stitch here, and then you're going to slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet. And your hat should start taking some shape here. So everybody go ahead and chain 3, and we're going to go on to, I don't know why I still have these sitting here. We're going to go on to round 6. So if you're doing the regular hat like me, you're going to do rounds 6 and 7 are going to be the same. You're just going to place one double crochet in every stitch around, and you'll have 32 each round. So go ahead and do your double crochets in each for 2 more rounds. So this is round 6. You'll finish up 6 with the slip stitch like we've been doing, and then you'll do one more round, round 7. One double crochet in every stitch around. If you're doing the slouchy version, you're going to do the same thing, one double crochet in every stitch around for this round 6, and then 7, 8, and 9. So you will do 4 rounds of double crochet in every stitch around, and you will have 36 stitches at the end of each round if you're doing the slouchy version. Okay, so regular version, do rounds 6 and 7. Slouchy version, do rounds 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now, when you get to the end, don't slip stitch your very last round because we're going to start with a new color. So everybody go ahead and do your either 2 rounds or 4 rounds, and then I will see you back. Welcome back. I just finished up my last double crochet, and I'm going to start to slip stitch into the top like we normally do, but we're going to switch and change over to our new color yarn because we're going to do a brim now. So go ahead, if you're unfamiliar how to switch, just go into the top of the double crochet like you normally would, and then I just loop my yarn around and pull it through like a regular slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 1. And now you can cut your other yarn, because your first yarn, because we're not going to use that anymore. I would kind of cut a long tail to weave in because it's a bulkier yarn. It doesn't weave in as well, and you can just carry it up the back with you here if you'd like to make sure that it kind of gets secure. But sometimes with a chunkier yarn, you have to actually use your sewing needle to go in and out of the stitches and kind of pull through with a knot at the end just to make sure it doesn't go out. So everybody here is going to be doing the same thing. We just chained 1, and now we're going to do single crochets, but we're going to do them in the back loops only. So if you're unfamiliar with back loop only, every stitch has 2 loops. It has the front loop and the back loop. Front, back, front, back. So instead of just normally we would go through both loops, we're going to just pick up the back loop. And what that does is it pushes out the front loop and kind of gives it a ribbing look. And this is a really nice way to do a brim if you don't want to spend so much time on the brim. You know, you can just do it in rounds like this. So I'm going to pull my 2 strands behind, and I'm going to hold those back there so that they get woven in too. So anyway, you're going to just do your single crochet in the back loop only. So it's just this loop in the back, and I'm going to pull up these yarns. You don't have to do that. You can do them at the end if you want. Sew them in at the end. Okay, so you're going to do 1 back loop only, single crochet in every stitch around. Back loop, single crochet, and this is for both hats. This is if you're doing the slouchy or if you're doing the regular. And if you're doing the regular, you will have 32 stitches at the end of this round, and if you're doing the slouchy, you will have 36. Sorry, it's a little slow going when I'm trying to do the bulky yarn by pulling or holding the yarns in the back to make sure that they get sewn in. Alright, so go ahead and finish up your first round of the brim and I'll meet you back. I just finished up with my last single crochet, or back loop only single crochet, so I'm going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet. Okay, and that's 1 round of our brim. We have 2 more rounds to go. They're going to be just slightly different. Oh, and you can see here how it's kind of pushing out that ribbing. Alright, so everybody go ahead and chain 1. And now this time we're going to just skip that very first stitch there. Just go ahead and skip it, and we're going to go into the next one, doing the same thing. Back loop only, single crochets. We just want to tighten it up just a tiny bit. It just kind of has a cool look when it gets tightened up. Just by like even 1 stitch can make a difference on these. But you don't want to do it too tight so that it doesn't stretch or fit. So go ahead and back loop only, single crochet all the way around. If you're doing the regular hat, you will now have 31 stitches at the end. And if you're doing the slouchy hat, you will have 35 stitches at the end. Let's go ahead and finish up and I'll meet you back. Okay, when you get to the end here, you're going to make sure you slip stitch into the first single crochet, not that chain 1. Okay, because that one we skipped the stitch. So make sure you slip stitch into the first single crochet and then chain 1, and we are on our last round. So for our last round, we're going to do the same thing that we did last round. We're going to skip the first stitch and go into the next one with the back loop only single crochet. So if you're doing the regular hat, you will have 30 stitches this round. And if you're doing the slouchy hat, you will have 34 stitches this round. Okay, and this is our last round, and then we can do a palm, and we're done. So I will just stay on here for a minute. If you're not sure how to do a yarn palm, I will put a video link below in the description box, and I'll also do like a video that you can click on at the end here. One of the little screen videos showing you how to do a yarn palm. And if you, otherwise you could put a faux fur palm on. I kind of liked the yarn one for this hat. You can also do it without a palm. These are really cute slouchy beanies. Even the regular ones just kind of look a little slouchy, but I mean, they're warm because the yarn is nice and bulky, but you know, I mean, there's a lot of holes in it too. It's kind of more fashionable, but anyway, you don't have to put a palm on if you don't want, you know, it's entirely up to you. So I just wanted to say thank you if you made it this far, and if you like the hat, or if it helped you at all, if you like the tutorial, if you could please give me a like, that would be really, really helpful for my channel. I'm trying to build it up here. I'm going to be doing a big yarn giveaway in a couple of weeks, and if you'd like to subscribe, you'll get notified for that. And I'd love to have you subscribe anyways. You know, you can check out some of my other videos. I have a lot of things up already, and I'm going to be making a lot more, so I would greatly appreciate your support. And leave a comment. I would love to hear how this worked out for you, or what yarns you used, what colors you did, who you made it for. I love to hear feedback, so if you could do any of those things, I would be really appreciative. And we're at the end here, so we want to slip stitch into the very first single crochet. There we are. So you can see how it kind of how the hat kind of comes in a little bit. And then it has like a nice ribbing, and it looks like a nice brim, even though you didn't actually have to turn the hat sideways and do that type of brim. So you can go ahead and cut your yarn here, and you will weave in the end when you're ready. And we have our hat. So I'm not going to show you here how to do the pom, but I do have this other hat I already made with a pom, the faux fur pom. And I love these hats, how they're just kind of regular colors, and then we spruce them up with some, you know, brighter colors for the pom and the brim. And you can, I mean, the combinations are endless. But you could also do this all one color or use a variegated yarn. I think the very first one I ever did was a variegated yarn, like purples and blues. It turned out really pretty. But choice is up to you. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Please like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. I would love you forever. Have a great one. Bye-bye.